Welcome back. All right, we are continuing our discussion about Tap Untap Burn Elemental Key now on the DMsGuild, and you can pick it up in the bundle of the Color and Mana Spell Points Core and KT bundle for a third off everything in here, a 33% discount. You're certainly welcome to read all these books page by page, cover to cover, to confirm it's something that you want to have in your library before you're committing to purchasing it. And so thanks for taking the time to take a listen to what I'm talking about and to read it for yourself to see if it's something you want to explore and play with. So at third level, Missile Deflection. This replaces deflect missiles in the player's handbook. This is another interesting quality of life improvement. You can use your reaction. A lot of this is gonna sound familiar. You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you or an ally within 5 feet of you are attacked by a ranged weapon attack. If the attack hits, the damage from the attack is reduced by rolling a number of martial arts dice equal to your max key limit, plus your dexterity modifier, plus your monk level. If the attack misses or you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it's small enough for you to hold in one hand, and if you have at least one hand free. So if you have 2 hands free, the missile can be any size and can weigh up to your carrying capacity multiplied by your max key limit. And your carrying capacity is generally 5 times your strength score, unless you have heavy build, I think, where you can double your carrying capacity, or if you're a larger size creature, which I also believe doubles your carrying capacity. So under normal circumstances, let's say you decided to dump into strength as a monk, and you've got 20 strength, so that means you can catch 100 pounds per max key level of deflection missile. So here we got a Haas Leonin catching a flaming boulder being thrown by fire giants off stage. But if we look at the mana progression table, we know our max key is 5 at 17th level, so let's consider that. It's a D12. So this means if you have both your hands free when you do this, and an attack were to hit an ally next to you or you could use your reaction to try to catch and negate the damage that this attack does. So looking at this again, it's your martial art die times your max key limit, which is a D12 times 5, which is a potential 60 hit points, plus it's going to reduce your the amount by your dexterity modifier, which might be anywhere from a 0 to a 5. Let's assume it's 5, so that's 65, plus your monk level, which is up to 20. So at 20th level, you could potentially catch and mitigate 85 points of damage as a reaction, a single ranged attack against you. Now, if you've got a squad of fire giants that are all hurling fire boulders at you, obviously your reaction is only going to allow you to mitigate one of them. But it now scales to a point where it's good damage, and it's a competitive option for your reaction, and it makes you a great defender for maybe your squishy next to you that's going to get hit. It is forcing you to consider using your reaction each round to defend your team. Hey, good to see you. Happy New Year, man. So let's read the rest of this. So up to, at 20th level, potentially 85 points of damage, up to a 500-pound boulder that you can catch and then throw back at your enemy. Let's look at that. If you catch the missile, you can make a ranged attack, and the range is 20 feet or at disadvantage 60 feet multiplied by your max key limit. And at 20th level, at 17th level, it's 5. So your range is anywhere from 100 to 300 feet. So you're going to be able to volley an arrow back at an enemy that shoots an arrow at you. And that's just key magic working for you. It should be miraculously good. Let's see. With the weapon or piece of ammunition as part of the same reaction, you make the attack with proficiency, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack. If the attack hits, roll a martial arts die and deal damage equal to the result plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level. That should sound pretty familiar. So it's deal damage equal to the martial arts side. So at 17th level, you're using the player's handbook says a D10, but here it could be a D12 if you're going to use ours. Hey yo, thank you. So D12 plus your dexterity modifier. Let's assume it's 20. So D12 plus 5 plus your monk level 20. You're potentially lobbing back an arrow and tearing a hole through a sniper for up to potentially 37 damage as a 20th level monk. That feels appropriately scaled. So again, this is a reaction. You can do it once a round. You have to minimize all the you have to negate all the damage to be able to do so. And that is missile deflection. It's got a lot of punch now. So let's be punchy. Again, we're going through all the different class features of this. We're doing separate video takes on each class feature as we go through. So I'm going to cut stream and we're going to jump back into it here in a minute. This will be our last video. This next one will be our last video for the day, but I'll be back later on this evening to continue character art. You can check out all the art that I stream online down in the description in their own playlists. Check out where we're going with mana mechanics by following me on Twitter. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. And I'll be back here in just a minute to look at some additional optional class features for the monk. See you there.